What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So not only did the Buffs win on the football field, looks like they're starting to heat up off the football field. Recruiting seems to be taking a little bit of a point of focus. Let's roll the intro. Let's talk about this four-star elite top 150 recruit and why he might be going to the Buffs. So before the game started, the bat signal was sent out that a recruit could be happening, so noise could be happening. At that moment, Byron Baldwin, four-star safety, was on, still currently, I believe, maybe, on his official visit to Colorado. Posted a little video on his Instagram of him trying on the uniform. This is when Coach Devin posted the tweet with the bat signal of, like, I'm feeling pretty good. Then, of course, the Wilt Fong bomb comes sliding through. This is your first time kind of just paying attention to recruiting. Anytime Fong Bomb drops, that thing is hits with a 10-pound hammer because it's usually locked and loaded. A flip from Indiana because he currently is committed to Indiana. And this, what will this do for the recruiting class? Currently, Colorado sits with 7 commits as of now, ranked about 85th, I believe. This would be the 8th commit for that Colorado class, jumping them to about 58th, 59th, right above Kansas, which is right in their Big 12 wheelhouse. When you take a look at this young man's film, really fun to watch, great vision. Love to put on some more weight, 6'1", 180, maybe that 195 package a little bit, level some kid you see when you tackle him. Great at wrapping up, but again, the weight maybe sometimes be the reason for not getting those guys down right away. Again, a top 150 player. On 3, he's ranked 134, the 14th safety in the country, 4th in all of Maryland. But overall consensus, when you take all of the recruiting sites combined, On3, 247, Rivals, all those combined into one, he sits 188th nationally in the 17th best safety. Again, because sometimes 247 has a little bit lower alongside ESPN and Rivals. They don't have him as highly touted as On3. I will state, though, On3, their recruiting platform has amplified tremendously. They have got a lot of the heavy hitters now on their staff. A lot have went from 247 to On3. Rivals and ESPN are a joke, in my opinion, personally. So I would like to kind of take that On3 and the combination of On3 and 247 right in that sweet spot, which that would place him at that 150 consensus between all recruiting platforms. When you take a look at this film, though, he is a very exciting player to watch. And again, this will be the 8th commit. If he were to commit to Colorado, that Fong Bomb makes us feel pretty good about him committing to Colorado. Would place them about again 80 or 58th overall and jumping them into the Big 12. Recruiting's been a little quiet for Colorado. Again, we've talked about this recruiting process for Colorado and Coach Prime, how he plans to attack it, that 40-40-20 rule, where the recruits aren't going to be everything. But I think we've kind of noticed, and I've stated this a few times, it looks like he's going to pick and prod what he wants out of that recruiting cycle. The safety position, I always feel he's going to be able to recruit very well with those and cornerbacks, just given his history, right? And then we see what Travis Hunter is doing. A lot of guys that want to play both ways. I imagine they're going to be able to appeal to a lot of athletes. I think the other big focus they're going to be on with them is going to be the line to develop there so they can start like a Jordan Seaton, right? So they can develop around those guys. And then it's going to be quarterback, which obviously Juju Lewis still going to be the eye of the prize and really going to be, in my opinion, the guy that connects this next class. I think wide receivers are very easy to fill in with the transfer portal. I think position, linebackers, things like that are very easy to fill. Not very easy, but easier to fill if you're not recruiting at those positions. The trenches has to be the focus moving on. But look, the success they're having on the field will start to translate off the field when they see that, okay, there's more to this team than just the Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter show, because that's always been the argument for other schools. Like, hey, once these two kids go, there's no development here. But like we talked about in today's video earlier about this defense, although it has Travis Hunter a part of that, that defense has a lot of new pieces, a lot of new faces, and a complete restructuring on the defensive side when it comes to coaching, and it's starting to sink in. It's starting to look really, really good. So that has to appeal to recruits that they've been talking to. Like, look, this is just more than just the Travis Hunter show. Defensively, I think Colorado has looked exceptional. Offensively, which I would say has probably been its weakest point, and more so to play calling, which you can adjust and you can change when you bring those guys in. Again, the O-line getting better week in and week out. So all in all, they're starting to build a little foundation. Starting to build a lot of foundation. And again, this is a big time, would be a big time commitment. Again, a top 150 player headed to Colorado. It was always good news. And just so you guys are all aware, that early signing period has been moved. Last year, it was set in the last many years, it was December 21st or 2nd, given whatever Wednesday that falls on. Now it's going to be December 4th, the first Wednesday in December, which happens before the championship games, the conference championship game, which obviously well before playoffs. This is so it doesn't overlap with the transfer portal. That was a big issue last year. You had to close out on kids while the transfer portal's open. It was mayhem. So now this is going to happen. It goes from the 4th to like the 7th. It's usually that weekend. That's when that basically that early signing period. It doesn't mean anybody can't sign come February, which is that second signing period. But that first signing period has essentially become the signing period. That recruiting has shifted completely. They're even discussing about having the first signing period being in July, then the last one being in December. That's how much this thing is rotated from what it used to be. So kind of keep in mind, we're getting closer to where it's closer than you think. December 4th is closer than you think on that final wrap up for recruiting cycle. Would love to see the Buffs end up that 12 to 15 mark. 7 more commits. I understand the focus. 7 more. I would love about 3 to 4 more on both sides of the trenches. That gives, let's say 2. I'll say 2. That's 4. That puts them at 12. And then maybe, obviously, a quarterback and maybe a piece or 2 more. So we'll see how it plays out towards the next couple of months here. But big pickup there, especially a big-time game. I'm sure he went to the game as well against Baylor. All in all things are going well in that regard. So hope you guys enjoy the content. Of course, smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.